Alright guys, welcome back. CFP here, and this is Survival Living. Today's video we're going to go over water filters and water purification. This is definitely a key thing for preppers. Without water, you're not going to survive very long. I believe the rule is 3 days without water, and that depends on the situation. Okay, if you're in a really hot environment, you're doing a lot of work, it'll be quicker than that. So we got a couple things I want to go over, show you some new things that I've been introduced to, and show you guys. Now, I've showed in the past the Sawyer Mini. As a matter of fact, we'll pop up a video here. The Sawyer Mini I've done videos on. You just screw it right on top of a 20-ounce soda bottle. You can also put it on a 2-liter soda bottle. It works well with a lot of different water bottles, smart water bottles, things like that. It also comes with a plastic bag that you can fill up and run water through. We do keep those in our bug out bags, and I highly recommend having those in your bug out bags. A lot of people want life straws. Hey, that is your preference. I just like the amount of gallons the Sawyer Mini claims to be able to filter out at 100,000 gallons. For the price, that's more filtration. That's why we use them. They're light, they're small, smaller than the life straw. So that's why we use those. Alright guys, so now this one here I just recently been introduced to. This is the Sawyer Gravity Fed. Now this looks almost the same design as the Sawyer Minis, but this in here you don't have to squeeze all that water through it. It is supposed to be able to filter out gravity fed 1 gallon in 7 minutes. Now we are going to open this up, and we will be taking it outside and we will be testing it. We will time it and see how well it does. It says it filters up to 100,000 gallons from freshwater sources. Keep that in mind. Freshwater sources means that you're not running mud and everything else through it. Now, I've done videos in the past where I showed you how to make a regular sand and carbon activated carbon filter. You want to do that to get all the debris out of that water before you run it through a system. And then I poured it in my Sawyer Mini at the time and drank from that, and showed that it works just fine. So we will go ahead and open this up. It says package includes dual threaded mini filter, 1 gallon water bladder, so it comes with a bladder, a hose guide, gravity hose, cleaning plunger and couplings, and a hanging strap with S binder. See if we can get that there. That's what it's showing anyway. And it does show, says removes 99.999999 of bacteria, salmonella, cholera, and E. coli, and 99.9999 of, oh, I can't even pronounce it. I believe that is actually the, I believe that right there actually causes dysentery. But I'm sure you guys can pronounce that word just fine. Me, I cannot. I'm not that smart. I know a lot of stuff, but I'm not very book smart. Alright, so versatile, removes harmful pathogens from your residential water when boil alerts are issued. We actually used our Sawyer Minis a lot when we lived in Apopka, because it seemed like every time we turned around we were having problems with the water. So we will go ahead and open this thing up, check it out. Alright, so we got the top open. The first thing is we have, feels like a silicone hose. I'm not quite sure, but I think it is silicone. I'm going to say it's roughly 2.5 feet long. We got attachments. There better be instructions. We got attachments. We got a whole bunch of attachments. These are definitely for inline hookups. We've got our S hook. Now our S hook is made out of, it feels like the carbon fiber stuff, but I believe it's just plastic. Alright, let me go to show you that. I believe that's just a hard plastic. And of course, that right there, I guess that's just going to be hooked up in the tree or a rope, and that's what you can hook up on. So let's keep digging here. We got a larger cap. Alright, this is the plunger to flush out your filter after use before storage. Alright, we got another cap. Ooh, it looks like it does come with instructions. Okay, it does come with instructions. So that is great news, and of course it's illustrated very well, so it's not hard to figure out. Alright, and our gallon tote is made of the same material as the other Sawyer Minis, the small bag that comes with those. It does have a large printout seal on it, but the plastic itself does not feel very durable. As far as, you don't want to be dropping this thing a lot. I'll tell you this much, my recommendation, especially being here in the state of Florida, if you're going to be using this in a base camp or something like that, have it in a shaded area just so that the UV is not hitting this bag as much, because plastic does not last down here. But you know, it's supposed to be collapsible so you can pack it, so you know, it's not like they can make a big old thick plastic jug. But actually though, if you alter a jug, you could actually design your own outlet on a 5-gallon jug or something like that, and it'll work the same. So what else we got here? I would set this on the floor, but we have rabbits running around. Alright, this must be the harness for the hose. Looks like we do have a rubber gasket. Looks like just a regular water hose gasket. And we have the Sawyer filter. Alright, let me take a look here. It's got its own... Oh, that's interesting. This is different than the Sawyer Minis. It does have an adapter just for a pop out where the gravity fed's going to work, gravity feed. But it also looks very similar to the Sawyer Mini. But see, now the Sawyer Mini has a screwed in spot and then has just the nipple coming out one end. It doesn't have the threads on that side. So it is slightly different than the Sawyer Mini. But it feels and looks about the same size. Alright, so let's go put this together and go test this out here in just a moment. Before we go outside, let's go and go over a couple more things, and then we'll take this outside and test it. Okay guys, right fast, I'm going to go over 2 products that are real simple to buy. They run about $8 a piece. One is the potable aqua. It's a chlorine dioxide. These here, they're fairly easy to use. I mean, you just fill it up. I believe that they only filter 1 quart. Not really filter, I'm sorry, I take that back. They purify. Alright, so the Sawyer Mini, the now gravity fed Mini, it works great with bacteria, but not viruses. So, what do you do about viruses? You got to purify that water. If you don't have the ability to boil that water, let's just say you can't get a fire started, or you really cannot be having a fire due to situations. That's where these come in. Now this one here, let me see here, yeah, these here come in the full packets. Now you only get 20, okay, and they're just these little tiny tablets right here. Now we will be opening up these things, and I will show you one right fast. This is something you can get at Walmart, guys. A lot of people want to just use pull shock. I have no problem with just using pull shock, guys. Pull shock works very well. But when you're trying to get things that are going to go into your bug out gear or get home bags, things like that, you really don't want to have a lot of weight. So this right here is very weight effective. Alright, so we got it cut open. Let me get this tab out here. That's it. That is your purification tab. It's actually quite small. Now that is for 1 quart of water. And yes, I did put it back in. The reason being is because we have cases and things like that that we store our purification systems. Alright, I went ahead and picked this up today. I did have something else in mind, but I did like this particular box because it did come with its own gasket on the inside, which I was quite happy with. That's just a seal so that the no one messes it up at the store. But it does have its own gasket and stuff, so it keeps things organized a lot better. Now these particular kits we're keeping here on hand. We have Sawyer Minis and we have these in our bug out bags. These are the Coleman brand. The reason I went with these in our bug out bags instead of just the foil, I will keep the foil here in the house setup. I like the bottle. I've used this brand since I was a kid. I've never had any problem with it. I trust it above everything else. Now, this particular one, even though it says Coleman, is technically the same. It is made, powered by potable aqua. Most people don't understand that. They didn't realize that. Let's see if you can see that up there. Potable aqua. There it is. Which is the same brand. Same price, same package difference. But for some reason I got this hang up in my head as a kid. Since I've always used these are the ones that go in my bug out bag. Okay. It's just the way it is. But technically they are the exact same thing. One comes in the full package, and that's up to your preference, okay? And then one has the glass jars. I think these glass jars are pretty sturdy, but you're not going to tear these open accidental either. I mean, even if you crushed a tablet by accident, it's not going to hurt anything. So with these though, you just add that into your water. Just one tablet, that's it. Compared to this one here, you've got to also add your PA plus neutralizing tablet. It gets rid of that nasty taste that comes from just this one particular tablet. Because this one here, if I remember correctly, it actually changes the water a dingy color. It's kind of like iodine, but it's not exactly iodine. There's other ingredients in there. So yeah, it gets a nasty taste with just using that. But we will demonstrate these too, alright? So stick around, let's go ahead and get started on some of the demonstrations of these filters and these tablets. Alright guys, so right now we got a storm coming, so let's go ahead and get started on these first. Hopefully I can get outside to show the Sawyer gravity fed filter. So we grab the first one. This is the first stage of the filtration tablets we use. Then we'll follow up with this one here. So let's go ahead and get that cap open. It does have a seal, and looks like it's got cotton material. Let me get this out here. Alright. Now it says, I believe it's 2 tabs per quart. But we're going to go with 1 because, quite frankly, I don't think my Gatorade bottle here is an actual quart. But we will use this. It's kind of got a brownish tint to the tablet. Oh, open this up. Alright, so we are dropping it in. See if we can see that there. You can actually see that it's breaking down in there. So we're going to leave that sitting right here for now. Alright guys, so it has been a while and our water is murky looking. Ugh. So if I came across that water outdoors, I would be trying to filter it. I mean, it looks like it hasn't been treated because it's got that tint to it. So what we're going to use is we're going to use the other bottle now. Once I put this one away, I can't believe I just left this exposed. That was my bad on that. I left that open up to the air. Florida is very humid. You don't leave things like this out in the open, uncapped in Florida, because moisture goes everywhere, and I'm pretty sure those tabs will absorb that moisture, and then I'll be trying to break it out of there. Probably not a good idea. Alright, same setup. This in here has the little cap. The other one actually got stuck to the lid. And believe I can get that cotton ball out. Maybe not. There we go. Nope. Are you kidding me? Come on. That's just retarded. Okay, here we go. Alright, so we're just going to grab one of these as well, since we only use one to treat with. But like I said, it's supposed to use two to treat a quart. But we are just doing demonstration. So, we've got that in. Let's see if we can get that on camera there. It is starting to do its thing here. Now I'm not quite sure how long it's going to take, so I'm just going to set this off to the side and we will see. See if it purifies this water, gets all that yellow tint out of here. It's actually starting to already do it, to be honest. It's actually working pretty fast. I am surprised. Yeah, it started working pretty fast. Alright guys, so I'm going to set this here and get some other things done, and we'll come back to that. Alright guys, it's only been like 20 seconds. Yeah. Now, it is still in there doing its thing. There it is. All I did was pick this thing up and did this, and it was that clear. That's pretty cool. I am not much of a chemist or anything like that, but it always amazed me. I am also easily entertained by backyard magic tricks, things like that, coloring books. Stick with me, guys. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I mean, that right there is really purifying this water out. Alright guys, so we have our purified water. Now I went ahead and tasted this off screen because I didn't want to make a complete jackass of myself. There is a little bit of a faint chemical taste. I can't place it, but there's a faint taste of something. So no, it doesn't taste sparkling clean. It tastes like it's been treated. So, you know, it's not bad. Choice is yours. I recommend getting some purification systems, water filters, water purifications. I mean, especially water purifications, because they clean out viruses. They get rid of that. They purify against viruses. So yeah, you definitely want those in your kits, not just filters alone. But it's up to you what you use. Like I said, this is a two-part system. This last one here that I showed. Let me get the cap back on. I left this one open too. My brain's everywhere. Alright, so this is that two-part system from Coleman. But like I said, it is, this particular bottle here is powered by potable aqua. Alright. Now that is the same company as this. Here it is. Now, because this is a lot larger pill, let's just check it out. See what it does. This looks like seltzer. Crazy. I'm not going to put the cap on this because it's not fully filled. I just wanted to see what that reaction was going to be. So I'm afraid if I put that cap on, I might blow the cap off. And it is producing the orange tint as the other one here created. So that's all that is. The PA Plus just purified it again, and because this here definitely produced an oranger tint like the other bottle did. Sure did. Alright. Alright guys, so we got our gallon already filled up. We got our filter here. Now the further you got this down, the faster it will fill up. But we have the little cap on here. So we went ahead and hooked it up. We have the dark gray fitting here. We got the blue fitting there. There is another fitting that could go in here that will screw onto a soda bottle. But let's go ahead and get our 3 liter out, just because I had a 3 liter. Alright, so pop the cap. As you can see, it's already doing that. And we'll just set it down. We get that shot in here. Now I'm not squeezing anything, guys, I'm just holding it there. There's a lot more water coming out than if I was squeezing it out like the other Sawyer Minis. Not bad. Now we do have a lot of rain coming up our way, guys, but I wanted to get a video out to you. Water is definitely key in survival. We talk a lot about food and things like that on this channel, in which, hey, I'm a fat guy, I like to eat. Water is key. Having a way to purify your water, whether it be tablets like we've shown, water filters. If you don't like the Sawyer Mini, that's fine. Find a filter that you are comfortable using, something that you know how to use, and get those stocked up. You need to have water filtration, some way of collecting water, purifying water, and storing water if you have the ability. I know a lot of people have wells on property. Hey, a well is a great idea if you have your own well. Now, do you have what it takes to get that water out if the power goes off? Do you have a generator that run enough power to your water pump, your well pump? Do you have that? Are you using solar? You know, things to think about. Just because you have a well doesn't mean you always have water. You have to have a way of getting that water out. Now, growing up, we had a old stone well that we could actually use a bucket that would go down. We just wind it down, collect water, pull up. But we also had a pump. A lot of your new wells, because you have a well on the ground, you can't get water out because most of the time it's just PVC pipe shooting in the ground with a well pump, well head down in there. You're not getting a bucket down there. Alright, so things to think about, guys. Alright, y'all take care. Speak to y'all later.